Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Lexi and I've decided to read Fourth Wing. So is this book worth the hype is the question. And I did start it about a week ago, but I just haven't been in the mood to physically pick up a book and read. And I've kind of got, the physical book here. So no worries though, I did take some notes so far on, is this book worth the hype? Okay, so we start out with a very good setup for the story. So very first thing, chapter 1, I'm thinking this is a good setup. It really draws you in. I can see why so many people have picked this up, because it really did draw me in and I was very intrigued. Even from that very first chapter, you can feel the tension between two of our main characters, Violet and Xaden. I can feel the tension and ooh, possible romance subplot here. Okay. Also, I made a note that this fits the beat the backlist prompt for character name color prompt is literally all I wrote. So hopefully my brain remembers what that means. But then we move on to chapter 3, and I feel like Dane is being brought in as another potential love interest, and I will say being a little bit further than where's my bookmark? A little bit further than chapter 3 now, I will straight up say yes. I think there is going to be a love triangle involved in this, because there has to be, you're not going to introduce two main male characters and then not have a love and a love triangle going on for our female MC here, But Dane kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I know that feels kind of weird to say, because Xaden is clearly a jackass. He very clearly is. He has said multiple times he wants to kill Violet, and he's just waiting for his perfect opportunity. Dane really rubbed me the wrong way when he was introduced. I was wow, you're a complete jackass to someone who has supposedly been your friend for years since you guys were kids. You're kind of being a jackass about this whole situation, about her being, I guess the word I want to use is a pledge almost for dragon rider. I feel you're kind of being a jackass. Why can't, I know she's trained her whole life for scribe quadrant, but her mom is a big general, and I get where she's coming from with whatever her mom says is what she's gonna do, she don't really got a choice. I really know I should be thinking oh my god, Xaden's such a jackass, but I really feel it's a gut feeling that she is gonna end up with Xaden. That's just my gut feeling, and that she might end up with Dane first, but really she's not gonna stay with him. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Okay, then we're gonna skip to chapter 11. So I'm there's really some build up throughout there with their training and whatnot, and some people die. It's fantasy, of course people are gonna die in it. That's just how things work in fantasy. I'm sorry, find me a fantasy book where people don't die. It's gonna happen. There is this mention of this feathertail dragon, and it's they make a very good note of this feathertail not wanting to bond, and that they never bond. So I feel again, this is just big, very obvious foreshadowing that the feathertail is going to bond. And I feel they are going to bond to Vi. I don't even know if she goes with that, but in my head, I've just been calling her Vi instead of Violet. I don't know why, but I feel that's just is what's gonna happen. My gut is telling me, so I'm calling it now, that Violet and this feathertail are gonna bond. But we shall continue on with the reading. Okay, I'm back. It's an hour later. I've made more progress. Where's the camera? On this book. You can see I'm 40% in now. And I've made more notes for you guys during this little session. Because every time I have a thought, I can't stop reading because I don't want to stop reading, but I have more thoughts. Okay, so we're now in chapter 18, but like, let's backtrack. Okay, back to 14. So like, I was kind of wrong. This actually is like 14 and 15, I guess. I was kind of wrong. I was like, the little gold dragon is totally gonna bond to her, right? I'm like, kind of wrong. Maybe a little bit spoilery here, but again, this book has been out, and like, I swear to gosh, I'm like the last one to read it. So, but like, not entirely. She just gets to be like the first person ever to have 2 dragons, which like, I don't know why this is like such a big deal to the humans. You know, if that's what the dragons want to do, you let the dragons be dragons. They ain't over here telling you how to people, okay? You know. And also, can I just say how cute that Xaden's dragon and Violet's dragons are like mates. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. I don't know why, but that's like so cute. And like, oh, she summoned him so that he would come and see Violet, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll bond. Like, oh, it's like so cute. But like, also in the same chapter, and like, this is kind of like in the same thought process here, I'm really glad that her kiss with Dane was boring and horrible for her. I didn't really like him. I don't like him as a love interest. The vibe is just not there with him, you know? The vibe is with Xaden, because you know how cute and perfect that is if the mated dragons, their riders, are also together. That is like the cutest thing ever. It's perfect. You can't tell me it's not. There are sirens going off in the background. Please ignore. So we are making progress on Fourth Wing here. I've made it a little bit further. I haven't updated you guys though in like 100 pages, which maybe I should update you guys. Where did we leave off last? We left off many chapters ago at this point. I'm now in the middle of chapter 28. And I want to say last time I was around 16 or 18, somewhere in that range. So we read, you know, a good chunk of chapters. Like, it's 100 or so pages. And I was talking about how much I love their mating bond. I'm like really thinking it's cute. And mild spoilers, okay. But I'm really glad that Xaden keeps thinking about this kiss, because like, I just need them to get together. Like, that's all I want at this point. I just need them to realize that, and like that was an ice maker, the little communication in their heads, I'm really liking. I really like that Xaden could do it, and that Vi can't, because the image in my head of her getting so frustrated is like the highlight of these chapters to me. I'm like, oh man, it's so funny how she's getting so mad. And let's just say, Dane is a jealous motherfucker. Like, I do not like him. I could care less. If you told me Dane died, I'd be like, oh darn, Dane died. Don't even care. I do not like him at all. I just don't. I'm also glad that Vi got to see Mira again, because like, that's so cute. I don't have that kind of relationship with my sisters. Like, I love my sisters to death. And maybe it'd be different if I didn't see them for like months to almost a year on end. But like, my sisters and I cannot be together for that long. We used to share a bedroom. I don't know how we ever shared a bedroom, because if I'm in a room all day with them now, I'm like, I'm going to strangle one of you. So I think their sister relationship is kind of cute. I also, okay. This is when they're like at the fortress where Mira is. I was sitting at lunch today reading this book, and it's in chapter 26. And I'm sitting next to all of my older coworkers, because all the girls my age leave. They don't read. And like, they always go out every day for lunch. I'm like, yeah, this is expensive, but okay. I pack my lunch every day. Like, I'm just not someone who goes out to eat all the time. So I'm sitting there eating my sandwich, because that's what I brought for lunch, because why would I pay someone to make me a turkey and ham sandwich, you know? Okay. So I'm sitting there. All of my coworkers are like 60 plus, okay? They're like, oh, I'm not really into fantasy. I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you to read this, because I don't want you to judge me, okay? I just have a feeling if they knew some of the things I read, they would hardcore judge me, okay? So I'm sitting there just like la 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 reading my book because it was nice outside today, so I was eating outside. I was actually the only one outside for a while, so nobody was around me when I started picking this up. And literally they're all sitting around talking to me and like they're trying to talk to me while I'm reading. I'm like, can you not see that I have a book open? What, ladies? Book. Anyways, I get to the part where like I am trying to keep myself very composed so I don't like burst out laughing. But I'm like internally dying because I quoted it in my notes because it was so funny to me. And I'm like the entire time I'm really sitting there trying to be like, no emotion, not a smile, not anything. Because I don't want any questions because I'm not going to be able to look at these ladies and lie to them about what I'm reading and what it says. And really, what made it funnier is the situation I'm sitting in. And like, the more I'm sitting there going, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, the harder it is to not laugh. But it's the quote where it says, they're like, Dane and Zayden are arguing over who gets to be like the leader. And it says, do you guys just want to whip it out and measure? And I'm sitting there next to all of these older ladies, like, don't crack a smile, don't snicker, don't do anything. Just sit here completely stoic. And it made it so hard. I couldn't. I was just trying to sit there with a straight face. I was like, I can't, guys. I'm just like, next pair. Please, nobody ask me any questions at all. Really, they were just all amazed at how quickly I'm reading this book because I just go, boop, boop, and every time I come in, they're like, you've read like a huge chunk every night. I'm like, I don't think you guys realize I don't socialize. My socialization is sprints. Like, I pretty much socialize on sprints. And what do we do in our sprints, guys? We socialize for a little bit, and then we all sit there collectively and don't talk for a while. Perfect for me. I'm back. It is a few hours later. It is now past midnight here. And I've just made it through 450, which brings us to chapter 36. And a lot of shit has gone down, guys. So I was like, first of all, I got what I wanted. And then, they got together. And then, now they're probably gonna die. Then we had like the betrayal stuff. And then we had another betrayal, because we had an explanation, and then we had another betrayal. And now we're probably gonna die. And like, can't we just go back like a few chapters and go back to that part before all the betrayals and the deaths? And man, it's past midnight and I should be in bed because I gotta be up at 8, but I don't think I can go to bed with like less than 50 pages left to go. So we're probably just gonna end up finishing it here, guys. And I gotta keep reading because, like, literally, how can I stop right now? Where's my bookmark? Literally, the last sentence I've just read is, we've been sent here to die. Well, aren't you good at making me continue to read this? Okay, I'm done. And first things first, how did you all wait for book 2 to come out? How do you just end on that? Good thing I went and bought book 2, huh? So, but now I'm like, do I read book 2? Does book 2 end like this one too? Like on this cliffhanger? And am I gonna have to wait until it doesn't come out till January, right, guys? I think I saw that online. It doesn't come out till, what the fuck? Like, I think I've moved like 5-6 times, like, positions, because like I can't sit still because, like, the book is giving me anxiety. Like, all the action, I'm like, oh my god. And it's like, I can't sit still. My brain is broke right now, guys. I can't believe, like, you really be ending it on that cliffhanger. We really be ending it on that cliffhanger. Oh my god. So, 5 stars. It was a good solid. I'm gonna just overview. It was a good solid 5 stars until we got to the betrayal parts, and I was like, oh, this might bring it down to a 4. Well, then once they didn't kind of explain himself, I was like, okay, 4.5. Ending 5. It's back to a 5. Oh my god. To answer this question, is it worth the hype? This book is worth the hype, guys.